Many of us should stand by Yahweh, our God, just like Caleb did. Numbers 13:30. But Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "Let us go up at once and occupy it, for we are well able to overcome it." Then the men who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we are." So they brought back word to the people of Israel with a bad report of the land that they had spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone to spy it out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people that we saw in it are of great height. And there we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak, who come from the Nephilim. And we seemed to ourselves like grasshoppers, and so we seemed to them." You see, Caleb did not either. He knew that Yahweh was stronger than all, and he had seen it firsthand by knowing that though the inhabitants were strong, that Yahweh was 100 times more stronger at the minimum. You see, Caleb gave Yahweh all the glory and not himself, as many people would give themselves the glory rather than giving Yahweh. Let us not forget that Yahweh's own people truly did rebel against him. In Numbers chapter 14 verse 1, "Then all the congregation raised a loud cry, and the people wept that night. And all the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron. And the whole congregation said to them, 'Would that we have died in the land of Egypt, or would that we have died in the wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us into the land to fall by the sword? Our wives and our little children would become prey. Would it not be better for us to go back to Egypt?' And they said to one another, 'Let us choose a leader and go back.'" Where? To Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the people of Israel. And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes and said to all the congregation of the people of Israel, "The land which we passed through to spy it out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord delights in us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their protection is removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them." Then all the congregation said to stone them with stones, but the glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of meeting to all the people of Israel. You see, not only did Caleb stand by and for the Lord this time, but so did Joshua, as Yahweh's true followers were truly growing right here. But the others wanted to turn away from Yahweh and his plan and turn back to Egypt as slaves of this world, as most would return to sins of the world in our present day instead of following the set plan that Yahweh is guiding us to. Now God promises judgment in Numbers 14:20. "Then the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word, but truly as I live and as all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord, none of the men who have seen my glory and my signs that I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and yet have put me to the test these 10 times and have not obeyed my voice, shall see the land that I swore to give to their fathers, and none of those who despise me shall see it. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land into which he went, and his descendants shall possess it. Now, since the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwell in the valleys, turn tomorrow and set out for the wilderness by the way to the Red Sea." Now here is Yahweh's reward as a taste to what follows when him leads to. You see, Joshua and Caleb were seen with righteousness in Yahweh's eyes, and they are rewarded with being able to enter the promised land. But all those who would not trust and follow Yahweh would not be allowed access, as within Yeshua for those who don't trust or follow him. They would not be able to enter into the new heaven and earth, or to the wedding feast of our Messiah, Yeshua. Now, we read also in Numbers 14, verse 30, "Not one shall come into the land where I swore that I will make you dwell, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, who you said would become a prey, I will bring in, and they shall know the land that you have rejected. But as for you, your dead bodies shall fall in the wilderness, and your children shall be shepherds in the wilderness for 40 years, and shall suffer for your faithlessness, until the last of your dead bodies lie in the wilderness, according to the number of the days in which you spied out the land, which was 40 days, a year for each day. You shall bear your iniquity 40 years, and you shall know my displeasure. I, the Lord, have spoken. Now, do not become defeated in battle as Israel did. When Moses told these words to all the people of Israel, the people mourned greatly, and they rose early in the morning and went to the heights of the hill country, saying, Here we are. We will go to the place that the Lord has promised, for we have sinned. But Moses said, Why now are you transgressing the command of the Lord, when that will not succeed? Do not go up, for the Lord is not among you, lest you be struck down before your enemies. For there the Amalekites and the Canaanites are facing you, and you shall fall by the sword. Because you have turned your back from following the Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up to the heights of the hill country, although neither the ark of the covenant of the Lord nor Moses departed out of the camp. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and defeated them and pursued them even to Hormah. See, what we take away from this is that those who want what others have, they covet. But we saw that those who said they were of Yahweh but truly weren't were surely defeated. You see, they did not follow Yahweh's plan or let him guide them to his heavenly blessings, but instead turned away, and only after seeing that Caleb and Joshua were able to enter into the promised land, then they coveted the blessings that they had received. But they chose to go on their own time and not Yahweh's time. Henceforth, why we must be in Yahweh and not in ourselves. Because you see, they missed their blessings and tried to take it into their own hands. And Yahweh told them that they would surely be defeated going against the enemy. And what had happened? Just as Yahweh said, they were defeated. Now, we must listen for Yahweh in Yeshua's voice and go when he tells us to and not when he doesn't. And we must also remember the tassels on the garments. The Lord said to Moses, Speak to the people of Israel and tell them to make tassels on the corners of their garments throughout their generations, and to put a cord of blue on the tassel of each corner. And it shall be a tassel for you to look at and remember all the commandments of the Lord to do them, not to follow after your own heart in your own eyes, which you are inclined to whore after. So you shall remember and do all my commandments, and be holy to your God. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt. To be your God, I am the Lord your God. Remember, we shall use the tzitzits, just as our Messiah Yeshua wore, as a sign daily in a mezuzah upon our doors, to remember Yeshua throughout all the days of our lives, on our going outs and coming ins. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May Yahweh cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you and give you shalom.